I run as fast as I possibly can. I hear yells and howls behind me. My pursuers are not far behind. I must find a way to escape them, but I can't find any. But then I notice there's a twist on the surface of the mountain up ahead. I can use that to my advantage, I think, to myself. I quickly turn around the bend and start to climb up the mountain. Once I'm high enough, I should be able to leap over to a tree. They might not see me if I do it fast enough. So I keep climbing until I can reach the branches. Just in time, too. I climb up and out of sight as soon as they come around the corner. I begin weaving in and out of trees until I'm too far to be seen or heard. I can hear them shouting and yelling in anger, and swearing in anger. I sigh.
Thank you, Xena. I'm glad you're on my side.
I turn and watch the villagers of Laurel head back towards the village. They chase me for miles, just to be disappointed. And I'm still full of energy. I head west from where I am, because I know that is where home is.
I'm a, let's say, unique being. I may look like a human for the most part, but then I also have cat-like attributes. This means the ears, tails, athletic ability, but I can be seen as a human for the most part. Just like anything different, normal people are terrified of us and just try to kill us so we don't infest their society. Call us what you want. Filth, scum, freaks. But most of us prefer names that actually have a definition of what we are. First off, Neko, which is literally the Japanese word for a cat. There are also some dog and bird people, Inus and Tories, but they are more obvious to spot than us. Then there is cat people is stupid and obviously not thought out, but it gets the point across. And lastly, the term my brother and I prefer is Kenemonomimi, which means beast ears and can be used to explain all of our kind, the half-man, half-beast subspecies of humans. One of the first Kenemonomimis that was caught and killed simply for just being themselves was a woman named Xena, who lived a few hundred years ago. No matter how much we look like animals, some of us are just indistinguishable from humans. Others obviously just look like animals in the shape of humans. But no matter how much we resemble our animal or human counterparts, we all look up to Xena up in heaven to watch over our kind.
After about 4 miles of leaping from tree to tree, I climb to the top of the branches to try and see how close I am to home. From the top of a really tall oak tree, I can see my hometown of Dexu from here, but there's still about half a mile until I reach the outer walls. I descend down the branches and continue to leap from limb to limb until I'm close enough to Dexu to see the lanterns from where I am. The people have known me since I was little, so they don't suspect that I'm a kimono mimi. I am one leap away from landing on the rooftops and being protected inside the town and its walls, when suddenly I slip on a leaf limb. I try to level myself to land on my feet, but there isn't sufficient time to turn all the way around, and I plummet onto the side of my back. Aches and pains surge through my body. It was quite a big fall. I tried to set myself up, but that just makes the pain worse. I lay back down and I fall unconscious and feel the pain fade away. I wake up. I feel pain again, but not to much lesser extent than it was before. I look down at my stomach and stare at the bandages wrapping my torso. I didn't even know they were there at first. There was only one person who could put on bandages this well. I know exactly who it is, my brother Xavier. I sit there and wait there, expecting him to burst through the door and make a dramatic entrance, as I would. But he doesn't. About 3 minutes later, he finally comes through the door as any normal person would, carrying clean clothes and such. He looks me straight in the eyes, glaring, and then looks away and places down my clothes. "No, Beatrix, you're awake. I thought maybe this time the tree would take you out, and I would be rid of you and your shenanigans. But I guess I'm not that lucky. Maybe one of these times. Just maybe. You do always ignore me when I tell you to stay out of the trees after it rains. I know you like to climb them and such."
Oh, shut it, Veer. I know that you know you're glad to see me up and good again.
One of these times you're gonna cause serious harm to your body. You should be more careful because some damage is irreversible.
Okay, Mother. I'll be more careful and stay out of the tree.
Don't use his mother's name in vain. You don't know how kind and caring she was. I'm just trying to keep an eye on you so you don't do something stupid and hurt yourself like you always do.
Well, maybe if Mom and Dad were here, you wouldn't have to because they would protect us.
Well, they aren't, okay? We're all that we have. When will you learn? Jeez, just,
Calm down, Vera. I'm sorry, okay? I'll just, make myself useful and go get, some food unless you have already.
No, I haven't. But are you sure? You've been out a whole day.
Just one day? That's a record. I have been in worse accidents. I should be fine if it only took a day.
Yeah, you're right. I guess you'll probably be fine. Unless you run into a tree. I'll go get our coin bag. You wait here. He leaves the dining room to go get the bag. I try and sit up on the table, but the support he made to prevent me from bending my back works a little too well. I sit up and I essentially rock myself until I have enough momentum to get up and off my back. This thing is a pain in the neck, but I guess it does help. Probably makes my posture a bit better too. Xavier comes through the door with the bag and tosses it to me. I hide it in my cloak. We're running low on coins. Just buy whatever we need for dinner and head back home. As I begin to head through the door, he whacks me on the back of the head. Don't forget to keep your hood up and your ears covered. We don't want a repeat of last night when you went into gay clothes at Laurel, which you didn't even buy, and all you got was a beating from a tree and a bunch of exercise.
Almost forgot. Thanks. I'll just go back in a few days to get clothes. That way my face is not as clear in their minds by the time I return.
I head out of our home, twist and turn through several Dexu's dark alleys until I arrive on the path that goes through the middle of the town. The market is as busy as ever. I head to all our normal vendors to get what we need. I head to Rex for our meat, Lily for our fruits and vegetables, Khalil for grains, and Henry for the dairy. That should be all we need, so I begin to head home. That's when I notice a new vendor. They are unlike any normal traveling vendor I see in Dexu. I feel this weird energy coming from the direction. Oh well, might as well check it out. When I get close to the person shrouded in a purple robe that looks just like the night sky, they begin to speak without lifting their head. Another who wishes to keep their face hidden comes to see what is forbidden.
Like, cursed forbidden or just against the law forbidden?
That you must find out for yourself. Do you wish to purchase something from my shelf? I look at all the things they have. A ring with writing about ruling, finding, and biting. Stick with the golden ball and round glasses next to it. A bow and golden bird pin. A sword with a purple hilt and some yellow triangles on it with an ocarina. And finally, a simple gold anklet that is spun around like a spring. I know what I want, and it is most likely one of the most expensive things here.
How much for the anklet, shopkeeper?
You do not need to see my head, but simply call me Zed. And the anklet really wasn't for sale. I just found it when I fell. I'll give it to you for free, but, geez, I can't think of a rhyme. It is free, okay, but I do not know if it's safe. I tend to sell items with magical properties. Well, except the bow and bird pin. But this may be something that's good for you, or it can curse you for life. Kind of spaced off after they said that it was free. I just pick it up and begin to head back home.
Oh, thanks, Zed. Have a nice day, and don't be a stranger.
Stranger I'll be as long as my name begins with a C. Ugh, that last rhyme really sucked. Oh, we'll see you again. I doubt we'll see each other again. Vendors in the marketplace are always traveling, and unless they live in the village spot for the winter, they're only seen about once a year. I head home and make sure to hide the anklet so Xavier doesn't see it and give me an earful about not getting only the essentials, and this is obviously not essential. I place all the food on the counter in the dining room and then head over to my room. Xavier begins to make a meal out of everything as soon as I place the food down. When I am in my room, I lock it behind me and pull out the gold anklet. I roll up my pant leg and remove my shoe. I put it on. Doesn't look half bad. I look at it from different angles and watch the candlelight reflect off of it. I stand up, but as soon as I do, what feels like spikes dig into my lower leg. I try to remove the anklet, but that just makes it worse. Suddenly, blue spelling appears on the anklet. It says, "Those who choose to hide will eventually release the beast inside." It fades away and the spikes retract or something because I can't see any and I don't know where they went. The anklet is thin enough that I should not have been able to fit anything like that. It just sits on my leg and the pain is gone. Nothing else happens, so I take it off. Then I glance at my anklet. I have small holes in the coil pattern when the anklet bit into me, but they aren't bleeding. I know this is a bad idea, but I put the anklet on again to see what happens. But nothing happens. I am left in disarray. I can wear it in peace now, but what in the world just attacked me? I should keep this hidden from Xavier. I don't want him worrying about me. But then again, he will give me an earful if he finds out later. I keep the anklet on the same leg that it bit me on. No sense making it possibly attack my other ankle. I change, then cover it up much as possible. I keep it under my pants and sock and in my shoe bit. Head out, have dinner with Xavier, clean up, then head to bed. I have a problem falling asleep. I just keep skimming my fingers over the holes, perplexed by the idea of them not bleeding and being there in the first place. After quite a while, I eventually drift to sleep. End chapter 1.